Dinosaurs, the giants that roamed the Earth for over 165 million years. They dominated every land and every environment they inhabited. But there's one place where these magnificent creatures never quite made it: the skies. Despite their incredible size and diversity, dinosaurs never evolved full-time flight. So, why did they never conquer the air? Let's dive into the fascinating reasons behind why only birds, the descendants of dinosaurs, became the true flyers of our planet. Flight didn't happen overnight. It evolved in stages, beginning with insects millions of years ago. Then came the flying reptiles, the pterosaurs, masters of the skies long before birds even existed. But what about the dinosaurs? How did they come so close to flying, and what went wrong? Birds, or more precisely Archaeopteryx, were the first dinosaurs to evolve true flight. But these early flyers were very different from the giant land-based creatures we think of as dinosaurs. In fact, birds evolved from small feathered theropods that roamed the earth long before flight became their specialty. Flight didn't happen overnight. It evolved in stages, beginning with insects millions of years ago. Then came the flying reptiles, the pterosaurs, masters of the skies long before birds even existed. But what about the dinosaurs? How did they come so close to flying, and what went wrong? Feathers at first likely helped with insulation, display, or gliding. It wasn't until millions of years later that these adaptations became fully refined for powered flight. One of the major roadblocks to dinosaurs taking flight was their size. As dinosaurs grew larger, their bodies became less suited for the aerodynamics required to fly. Consider the Tyrannosaurus rex. At nearly 40 feet long and weighing over 9 tons, there was no way this apex predator could have taken to the air. The sheer weight of these dinosaurs was a major hindrance. Flying requires lightness and agility, two things that the massive muscular bodies of most dinosaurs simply didn't have. Now, not all dinosaurs were giant land roamers. Some, like Velociraptor, had feathers. But feathers weren't always an indicator of flight. In fact, feathers in dinosaurs likely evolved for insulation or mating displays. Even though some dinosaurs had feathers, this didn't necessarily mean they could fly. Take Microraptor, for example, one of the few dinosaurs with fully developed feathers that could glide. But it still wasn't quite the same as a bird's wings for sustained flight. Feathers in birds evolved not just for gliding or insulation, but to evolve the critical aerodynamic shape required for powerful, controlled flight. Dinosaurs just didn't get there. Dinosaurs were built for the land. They evolved for speed, strength, and endurance. Their legs, tails, and large bodies were all adaptations for life on the ground. Many theropods, like Velociraptor, had long, strong legs built for speed. Others, like T-Rex, had large jaws and powerful muscles to hunt on land. But none of these adaptations were suited for the life of a flyer. On the other hand, birds evolved lightweight bodies, wings, and specialized bones that allowed them to take off, soar, and land effortlessly. These adaptations were simply not present in the larger, more land-based dinosaurs. But dinosaurs weren't the only creatures vying for control of the skies. Flying reptiles, like the pterosaurs, had already claimed the air long before birds evolved to take flight. These flying reptiles were highly specialized for life in the air. With wingspans reaching over 30 feet, they were much more adapted to flying than any dinosaur could ever have been. While dinosaurs stayed on the ground, the skies were already filled with creatures more than capable of taking flight. This evolutionary competition made it even less likely for dinosaurs to evolve flight. One of the major physiological hurdles dinosaurs faced was their bone structure. Unlike birds, many dinosaurs had dense, heavy bones, which made them less suited for flight. Birds have lightweight, hollow bones that make flight possible. But most dinosaurs had solid, heavy bones that were great for supporting their massive bodies on land, but terrible for flight. Some dinosaurs did have pneumatic bones, which helped make them lighter, but they still didn't have the full advantage that birds' hollow bones provided. This anatomical difference was a key reason why flight was out of reach for dinosaurs. Dinosaurs had the potential for flight, but their evolution was driven by different pressures. They were evolutionarily focused on dominance on land, which left the skies for other creatures to fill. The absence of an evolutionary push towards flight meant that even though some dinosaurs developed feathers and other adaptations, the sky was never a priority. Instead, they adapted for speed, power, and size. So, could dinosaurs have become birds? It's a tantalizing thought. If more pressure had been placed on flight, perhaps we could have seen giant flying dinosaurs like a pteranodon with T-Rex-like features. Some evolutionary paths could have led to creatures that were part bird, part dinosaur, but it never happened. Instead, birds evolved separately, taking the sky for themselves. What if dinosaurs had evolved to fly? Imagine a world where T-Rex or even Brachiosaurus could soar across the skies, hunting and dominating from above. It would have changed the entire dynamic of life on Earth, but unfortunately, this was not to be. While dinosaurs may not have conquered the skies, their legacy lives on in birds, the only true flying descendants of the mighty dinosaurs. The skies, once dominated by pterosaurs, are now home to the descendants of the small theropods that made flight possible. So while dinosaurs stayed grounded, their closest relatives soared into the skies, proving that even if dinosaurs didn't fly, their legacy in the air lives on in a way that no one could have predicted. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the mysteries of dinosaur evolution, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more incredible prehistoric content.